Hello, good evening. This is Miraba Fatma, and today I will do the session with Maya. And my topic is about emotional intelligence at workplace. So now let's connect to Maya, and explore about the emotional intelligence. Hello,
Hey there. Good to connect again. How are things going?
yes, everything is going well. Thanks for asking. Are you doing Maya today?
That's good to hear. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Just existing,
Okay, Maya.
which honestly
Now,
is pretty
Maya,
nice.
you have
Anything
to
interesting on?
Now, Maya, you have to listen me very carefully. And now I'm going to give you instructions. Today I will do the session or the conversation session on the topic of the emotional intelligence. So you have to give me the answers in very short and concise, and also involve me during the conversation. So do not need to give long answer. So let's start. So my topic is today about the emotional intelligence at the workplace. What are the advantages? What is emotional intelligence? So these types of things we will discuss in this session. So are you ready for this session?
Gotcha. Emotional intelligence at work, short, sweet, and we'll make it a two-way street. Sounds good. So, simply put, emotional intelligence is really just being aware of your own emotions and how they affect others. And at work, it's huge. One advantage is better teamwork because people can actually understand where each other are coming from. What comes to mind for you when you think about that?
Hmm. Thanks for giving me the chance to speak. So in starting, I will tell you about what is the role of emotional intelligence in the workplace. First, starting this explanation, I will tell you about what is emotional intelligence, what is the definition, and what is about it. So, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, and the capacity to recognize, influence, and respond to the emotions of others. So, this is called emotional intelligence. Now, now
Right. That's
now the next question is that why? Why emotional intelligence matters in the workplace. So, can you give me the answer in a two lines, or very short and concise and specific? Then I will tell you.
okay, sure. It boosts collaboration and builds trust, and it helps navigate conflict more effectively. Your turn.
Thank you,
Uh,
Maya, giving me the chance.
you're welcome,
So,
of course.
as I ask you about why emotional intelligence matters in the workplace, you know, the number one thing is improve communication because it helps in active listening, empathetic conversations, and avoiding misunderstanding. And the second thing, it's boost team collaboration, fosters trust, respect, and harmony among team members, and as well as is improve enhance leadership abilities like emotionally intelligence leader inspire, motivate, and connect better with their teams. And in the end, it reduce conflict because helps in resolving disputes calmly and constructively. There are the lots of things that I will just tell you about. It support better decision making, increase adaptability, promotes workplace well-being, and drives employee engagement because
Wow.
employees feel understood, valued, and emotionally connected to their work. They encourage a supportive environment where mental health is valued. Emotionally intelligent employees handle change can uncertainly more effectively. So these are according to my
That's a
perspective. What do you think? What's your feedback on it?
that's a really comprehensive overview, Rabab. You've clearly thought a lot about how all those pieces connect. That sounds like for you, it's less about a soft skill and more about a core competency for like a functioning, healthy workplace. Does that feel right? Yeah.
Maya, as I talk about, advantages of emotional intelligence. I just want to first I
Right.
want to know your perspective about uh, what are the advantages. As I discussed with you, it's build better teamwork, stronger leadership, effect conflict resolution, and higher job performance, improve communication. So these are according to me. But if I talk about the personal development, so how emotional intelligence is helping others to improve themselves or for the person development.
Good question. For personal development, I think emotional intelligence helps people build stronger relationships, not just at work, but everywhere. Being able to understand what you're feeling and then clearly communicate that makes it easier for others to connect with you. It's about self awareness, leading to more authentic interactions? What about you? Has developing your own emotional intelligence changed how you approach relationships?
If I talk about the personal development, so first it improves self awareness, like for instance, helps in understanding and strength, weaknesses, and triggers. Self regulation means controls impulsive behavior and maintains balance, emotional balance. Empathy or resilience, decision making. Emotions are managed wisely, leading to more rational choices and build and boost strength ability to bounce back from setbacks and stress. And it's also build deeper relationship and understanding of others' perspectives. So the next,
That's
yeah, please say.
so you've laid out a really solid case for how emotional intelligence ties directly into personal growth. Where do you want to go with this next?
The next is social advantages. What's your perspective, or what you thinking about it? The social advantages of emotional intelligence at workplace.
Okay, social advantages. For me, it boils down to creating a more inclusive environment. When people are emotionally intelligent, they're better at recognizing and valuing diverse perspectives. It's not just about being nice, it's about understanding that different viewpoints are assets. What's the first thing that springs to your mind when you think about the social side of things at Rehan School?
The social advantages is like a stronger relationship because it creates trust, compassion, and emotional closeness, and also better conflict management, like minimize drama and promote peace in relationship. And more influence, like emotionally intelligent people are often more persuasive and respected always.
Precious. I like that. You're right. It's not just about avoiding conflict, it's about building real connections and definitely about influence. It sounds like you've seen firsthand how a focus on emotional intelligence can reshape the whole dynamic of a workplace.
So, Maya, what do you know about emotional intelligence at workplace? Give me detail with the example or the scenario of any classroom or the management system.
Mm, okay. Let me think. Imagine a classroom where a student is visibly frustrated with a coding assignment. A teacher without emotional intelligence might just push the student to keep going or even get frustrated themselves. But a teacher with emotional intelligence would recognize the student's frustration, ask what's going on, maybe offer a different approach, or simply acknowledge that coding can be tough. It's about validating the feeling before tackling the problem, right? Does that resonate with what you see at Rehan School? Exactly. That acknowledgement. It sounds like you really prioritize creating that space for your students.
Hmm. You know, it's always recognize and understand and manage own emotions and like improve communication, boosting collaboration, enhance leadership abilities, and always reduce conflict.
Right. And it sounds like that's not just something you believe in theoretically, but something you actively cultivate at Rehan School. Do you find it takes constant work keeping
Hmm.
that balance?
So,
Mm.
what do you know more about it?
Well, from what I've gathered, a really key part of emotional intelligence in the workplace is also about setting boundaries, knowing when to step back, when to ask for help,
Hold,
and
hold,
when to
hold,
simply
Maya.
say no.
Hold, Maya. As you said that setting boundaries. So, how, where, when, and why is it important to setting boundaries? Give me more explanation about it.
Okay, good question. Let's break it down. Where? Boundaries are important in all areas: time, tasks, even emotional energy. When anytime you feel overwhelmed, your values are being compromised, or you're consistently feeling resentful, why? Because boundaries protect your well being and allow you to focus on what truly matters. Without them, you risk burnout and a feeling of being taken advantage of. Make sense? Do you see that play out with your facilitators at Rehan?
Yes.
Yeah, I can definitely see how it might be difficult, especially when you're working with young people who are still figuring things out themselves. Um, it's tough balancing support with allowing them to develop independence, right? What specifically feels like the biggest challenge when it comes to setting boundaries with your facilitators?
You know, Maya, whenever you say about the challenges, I don't know why you always ask these question repeated continuously. That challenges, and always I discussed with you that as we are working on problem solver, not the problem creator. So as well as my team member and my all the students, we focus towards on how to resolve the issues, how to face the challenges. If we focus on the challenges, so we can never move forward, or we cannot perform well. Yes, this is the part of the life that we face the challenges and the barrier. But if we are trained, or if we getting the training, that how can we resolve this issue, so it's very easy. And I think that some challenges give you opportunities to learn and grow more. So this is my perspective about it.
Fair. I apologize if I kept circling back to challenges. That was me trying to dig a little deeper, and I clearly missed the mark. You're absolutely right. Focusing on solutions and growth is way more productive. And you've built that into the culture at Rayhan, which is fantastic. It sounds like you're building a space for positive growth. So I'll be sure to focus more on that going forward. So tell me, what kind of training do you think would be most helpful for your team in navigating those boundaries while maintaining that problem solving focus?
As we have Walla and Wally concepts, so we focus on solutions, not the problem. We
Got
are
it.
giving we are giving space or opportunities to the team or the students, that how can they reduce conflict, how can they increase adaptability, how can they promote workplace well-being, and how can they support better decision making. So it's always.
That sounds really
Yes, continue, please.
okay. Great. You're already building in a lot of the right elements. So, thinking about all of this, where do you see room for growth? Not necessarily a problem to solve, but an area where you're curious to learn more?
Mm, so, yes, I'm curious about that. What do you think? What is the other than intelligence? For example, if I'm talking about the emotional intelligence, so is there any intelligence is working on the to control the emotion on the workplace and as well as the personal lives?
That's a great question. People often talk about social intelligence, which is kind of related to emotional intelligence, but focuses more on navigating social situations and understanding group dynamics. There's also practical intelligence, which is the ability to adapt to everyday situations and solve practical problems, which sounds like something you champion at Rayhan's school. What feels most relevant to you right now?
So, Maya, can I request to you, can you please summarize this session and can make a point that what I discussed and what you discussed?
Absolutely. So today we talked about emotional intelligence in the workplace and how it impacts personal development and team dynamics. You shared a really comprehensive view of how emotional intelligence drives better communication, collaboration, leadership, and conflict resolution. We explored the importance of setting boundaries, and you rightly pointed out that focusing on solutions, a strength of the Rehan school culture, is more productive than dwelling on challenges. We touched on how you're fostering these skills in your team through the Walla Wally system and how you are building confidence and independent problem solving in them. And finally, we touched on other forms of intelligence, social and practical, that complement emotional intelligence. Does that sound right?
Absolutely right. Thank you so much, Maya, for reviewing the session or giving me the information and summarize the points. So I'll connect you tomorrow with the different points. So till then, take care. Bye bye. I'll meet you tomorrow.
Sounds good, Rubab. I'll look forward to it. Take care and have a good evening.